Hello friends, how are you? My name is Mike. Channel's name is Health and Wealth. Thank you so much for joining me today. The truth is, Misty's not doing very well right now in terms of share price. MSTR or Mr. also not doing very well right now in terms of share price. And Bitcoin is just kind of hanging around, right? Tommy Lee predicted it would be at 200,000 a number of months ago. He predicted this by the end of this year. It's not going to be 200,000, that's for sure. But it's just been a kind of a mostly down year for the Bitcoin universe out there. Mr. is a heavy buyer of Bitcoin, and Misty trades options on Mr. So, follow the train down, and here we are. I am a Misty investor. I have 427 shares of it, and that's about to be changed tomorrow, or not tomorrow, on Monday, on the 8th of December. And so what's going to happen is that the shares are going through something called a reverse split. So we're looking at a 5-for-1 reverse split over at Misty. So if you had 1,000 shares before, divide that by 5, you now have 200 shares. Now, what happens to the share price? Well, you know what? Let me share my screen with you so you can take a look over here. So right now the share price is $7. Let's just call it $7, right? So you just simply multiply that number by 5, which would bring the share price to $35 if everything stayed the same. It won't. It won't. This price will go up or down before the market opens on Monday, but let's just say it's $7, right? So you're now at $35 a share. What will happen to your distribution? Well, I actually have all of the Max distributions for Misty sitting here in front of us. And so what's going to happen to the distribution? That also is going to get multiplied by 5. So what's that? Probably around 85, 86 cents if those 2 weeks played out again for another week or two. Yeah, I think that's right around 85 or 86 cents, something like that. But not every week is the same, right? It all depends on the volatility of the underlying stock. If Mr. Stock is doing well, if it's becoming more, its implied volatility is going up, then that will change the distribution here. But I mean, if it's staying the same or going down, then that also will change the distribution, right? So let's take a look at the last year for MSTY. These are all the distributions. I'm highlighting the row right now, and everything straight up above it was a distribution this year. I figured by September, from January till September, they paid out like $14 in distribution. That's insane. That's a lot of money they paid out. And then the share price kind of suffered for it, right? You can see here's January all the way to now. It's down 74%. So this is one point to the picture, everybody. You can see if you're a newcomer to this, you're going to say, holy smokes, that ETF is down 74% in share price. What did you get every single month and now every week? You got a distribution, right? That's why I showed this highlighted in blue right here. This is going to be, kind of softening that blow a little bit, because 70% is a punch in the face. But whenever you factor in the distributions here, it's a little bit less of a punch in the face, more of a flick in the eye. But for me, I don't know about for you. Let's take a look at Mr. in that same time period. So same one, our year to date here, January till now. Mr. MSTR, the Michael Saylor company here, down 40% in that time. But what is the difference? Well, Misty is paying out a distribution, Mr. not. So Mr. is supposed to be like a growth stock, so you can grow your money, things like that. Right now, if you take a look at Mr. Over the last year, down 54%. And then, it really started to climb in March, or maybe even end of February of 2024. And this thing went all the way up to like $354. Look at that percentage it climbed, 500%. So is it in line to do that again? It's tough to say, because, it really depends on on Bitcoin. I mean, if we go to the year to date on Bitcoin, down 3.94%. So it hasn't had a great year. We're almost done the year, right? We got like 23, 24, 25 more days to go. But yeah, Bitcoin hasn't done well either. Now, that's understandable. For me, I don't really care what Bitcoin does for the next couple of years. I'm still trying to accumulate more. And then so, with Misty reverse splitting here, I'm not a huge fan of it because now I'm going to have less shares, but I kind of understand where they're going with it. Here's my my investing spreadsheet that I've created, right? So you can see my total investment. I'm $7 off of $10,000 invested into it. 427 shares. I mean, let's bring up a calculator. 427. Let's divide that by 5. So I'm going to have 85 shares come Monday. Cool. Remember, that distribution gets multiplied by 5 now as well. And you can see my average cost is $23, but that's going to change as well, right? We're going to multiply that by 5. Let's do it. You know what? Let's do it, everybody. We got time, right? By the way, how are you doing? What are you guys doing tonight? I have huge plans tonight. Is that true? No. Did I do that right? I feel like I didn't do that right. Maybe I did. Holy smokes, that's my average cost? Aye, not good. Not good at all. But yeah, you can see, right, it hasn't been good. A lot of this has been moved, though, right? So we're down $7,000. It's a little bit less than that now, because the share price is 701, right? So we're talking like 24 cents more times 427. So not that much better than what we're looking at here. So what did I do with this money? I took the distribution. I've been taking the distributions as soon as I got to that 10 grand worth of ETF, and I've been building other positions with it. Alti, HHIS, things like that. So it's still building other funds out there, and now I call it a realized return on capital because I'm actually taking the money out of this and putting it somewhere else. So again, Misty down 74%, MSTR in the last year to date down 40% itself. And then there's all of the distributions there too. Now, Misty used to be their highest fund, over $4 billion, but is that true? Over $4 billion? That's quite the decline here, down to 1.89 billion. I don't think people are super pleased about a reverse split, and I don't blame them. I keep going back to Tesla, right? Nothing changed with Tesla. The strategy stayed the same, and Tesla is doing another reverse split. So, I mean, if we have a Bitcoin prolonged bull run, which, a lot of people think that we will, then things will be okay. But if we don't, then things won't be okay. It'll do another reverse split, right? So I'll go from that 85 to divide that by 5, right? And I'll have, whatever that is. So 20 shares, whatever. And eventually I'll just be kind of shared out. So hopefully by the time that happens, I have received all of my money back, right? So received return or realized return on capital right now is over half of my money has been returned. But, hopefully we do have that Bitcoin bull run. That would be ideal in many, many different senses. YieldMax announced 12 reverse splits. They've already done most of them. I think there's only a couple left here, and Misty is one of them, and that's what we're talking about here. Now, I also went to dividendchannel.com, and I wanted to do a little comparison here from January 1st all the way to now of both Misty and MSTR. And, because people say, oh, Misty's trash. Misty's trash. But MSTR is not doing well either. So, put it into perspective, right? What are you investing in? You're investing in a super volatile, risky fund that is trading on another super volatile, risky stock, which is buying an asset out there that's still not, the norm, which is Bitcoin. So, yeah, it's risky, that's for sure. What are you getting? You're getting a distribution. So take a look, January 1st here. I'm going to chart this thing, and I'm going to bring it up. And let's compare Misty to MSTR since January 1st of this year. So the black line is going to be Misty. The blue line is going to be MSTR. And this is if you drip, right? So starting share price of Misty was $27, but MSTR was $300. And now look at that, right? We're down $20, and this one's down $122. Does that math pay out? Something like that. So look at the starting shares, right? But now look at the ending shares here. We're all the way up to 907 if we just auto dripped. And you can see the performance, everybody. It had a good peak there. Like, wow, it went up pretty high mid-year here, and then, whoa, came down. So again, black is Misty. That's $6,364 you would have now if you didn't sell anything. You just continued the drip. And if you had had Mr., which, you know, people always say, buy the underlying. Why don't you buy the underlying? Well, the underlying underperformed Misty this year when it came to drip. So that's $5,966. Now, is Mr. something that you have on your radar to buy? Because right now it's hanging around 179. We saw how high it got whenever Bitcoin went up. So can it do it again? For sure, it could do it again. And then take a look at if you did not drip. I'll move my face out of your way here. If you did not drip, Misty is $8,894, but Mr. again, $5,966. Yikes, right? So this is one of those times where YieldMax actually outperformed the underlying stock when both of them are falling. How did they do that? By paying you distributions. So I think it's important to really kind of compare apples to apples and understand what's happening with the money. You are getting distributions in that time. Now, if the market turns and Bitcoin takes off, we might be in trouble as Misty holders because we won't be able to keep up. What we've noticed is that whenever there's huge peaks or spikes in price on the underlying stock, we get kind of capped out on Misty because the calls are pretty close to the underlying stock's price. So we get capped out on that upside. Where it helps you is with the synthetic option, giving you a higher premium, giving us a higher distribution. But yeah, we get capped. So is buying a little bit of Mr. tied with Misty a good idea for you? I don't know. Do you believe in both of them? Then do it. If you don't, then don't do it. But for me, I don't think I'm going to buy Mr. because, I mean, I could probably afford 2 or 3 shares of it. So I'm going to stick with my Misty. That's what I have right now. I'm not trading that away. But I'm also sticking with Bitcoin, and that's the one I'm feeding the beast on here at the same time. So feeding the Bitcoin beast over here because that's the driver of Mr. and Misty. Took a look at Twitter over here, and there's some sentiment on Twitter, right? Twitter's got some opinions. Could Misty pull off the nastiest? I think they meant Mr., but I don't know. Could Misty pull off the nastiest rally of this substantial Mr. drawdown? One day the world will realize only a few companies could ever get to 1 million Bitcoin. So yeah, Mr. is working its way, isn't it? The GOAT Misty is also doing a reverse split. Time to jump ship. I think a lot of people did jump ship already. Not me. I'm staying with it. It's still going to give me my income. Why has trading on Misty been halted? Is that true? I don't know if that's true. And then just a few other comments on here, right? But yeah, protect your money, protect yourself, invest in things that you have a comfort level with. It's important that you understand where your money is going, what your money is doing. Is it giving you an actual return over the last 11 months? It hasn't. But again, what has this done in the same time? It also has not gone up. It's down 3.94%. So understand, one thing I will take a look at is if we go back here to last year, I don't know if this chart is necessarily accurate. I thought it was around November, but last year we were at $44 on Misty. Yeah, it's not showing up on this chart here. If Misty ever had an epic climb again, where Bitcoin and Mr. are both going up too, then I might reassess and sell at that point. But, the thought process in the stock market is sell high, right? Buy low, sell high. Right now it's low. It could go lower if Bitcoin continues to kind of hang around and do nothing. So just be cautious of that. But I just wanted to stop in today, see how you guys are doing. Trying to provide you a service on these videos. If you enjoy the content, hit the like, the subscribe. My name is Mike. The channel's name is Health and Wealth. Have a great day. Bye for now.